Namassarvebhyah sarvesham hardam swagatam. We'll start the class by chanting the Prarthana Shlokas. Krishno rakshatu man chara chara guruhu Krishnan namasyamyakam Krishne namada shatravo vinihataha Krishnaya tasmai namaha Krishna deva samukthidam jagadidam Krishnasya dasosmyakam Krishne bhaktirajanjalastu bhagavan हे कृष्ण तुभ्यं नमः प्रपन्न पारिजाताय तोत्र वेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णौ वन्दे जगद्गुरुं सर्वेषां पुनः स्वागतम्
ओम श्री परमात्मने नमः। अथ पंचदशोऽध्यायः पुरुषोत्तम योगः। श्री भगवानुवाच ऊर्ध्वमूलमधः शाखम् अश्वत्थं प्राहुरव्ययम् छन्दांसि यस्य पर्णानि यस्तं वेद स वेदवित् अधश्चोर्ध्वं प्रसृतास्तस्य शाखाः गुणप्रवृद्धा विषयप्रवालाः अधश्च मूलान्यनुसन्ततानि कर्मानुबन्धीनि मनुष्यलोके न रूपमस्येह तथोपलभ्यते नान्तो न चादिर्न च सम्प्रतिष्ठा अश्वत्थमेनं सुविरूढमूलम् असङ्गशस्त्रेण दृढेन छित्त्वा ततः पदं तत्परिमार्गितव्यम् यस्मिन् गता न निवर्तन्ति भूयः तमेव चाद्यं पुरुषं प्रपद्ये यतः प्रवृत्तिः प्रसृता पुराणी निर्मानमोहाजितसङ्गदोषाः अध्यात्मनित्या विनिवृत्तकामाः द्वन्द्वैर्विमुक्ताः सुखदुःखसंज्ञैः गच्छन्त्यमूढाः पदमव्ययं तत् न तद्भासयते सूर्यः न शशाङ्को न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम ममैवांशो जीवलोके जीवभूतः सनातनः मनःषष्ठानीन्द्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति शरीरं यदवाप्नोति आप्युत्क्रामतीश्वरः गृहीत्वैतानि संयाति वायुर्गन्धानि वाशयात् श्रोत्रं चक्षुस्पर्शनं च रसनं घ्राणमेव च अधिष्ठाय मनश्चायं विषयानुपसेवते उत्क्रामन्तं स्थितौ वापि भुञ्जानौ वा गुणान्वितं विमूढानानुपश्यन्ति पश्यन्ति ज्ञानचक्षुषः यतन्तो योगिनश्चैनं पश्यन्त्यात्मन्यवस्थितं यतन्तोऽप्यकृतात्मानः नैनं पश्यन्त्यचेतसः यदादित्यगतं तेजः जगद्भासयतेऽखिलं यच्चन्द्रमसि यच्चाग्नौ तत्तेजो विद्धि मामकम् गामाविश्य च भूतानि धारयाम्यहमोजसा पुष्णामि चौषधीः सर्वाः सोमो भूत्वा रसात्मकः अहं वैश्वानरो भूत्वा प्राणिनां देहमाश्रितः प्राणापानसमायुक्तः पचाम्यन्नं चतुर्विधम् सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टः मत्तस्मृतिर्ज्ञानमपोहनं च वेदैश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यः वेदान्तकृद्वेदविदेव चाहम् द्वाविमौ पुरुषौ लोके क्षरश्चाक्षर एव च क्षरः सर्वाणि भूतानि कूटस्थोऽक्षर उच्यते उत्तमः पुरुषस्त्वन्यः परमात्मेत्युदाहृतः यो लोकत्रयमाविश्य बिभर्त्यव्यय ईश्वरः यस्मात्क्षरमतीतोऽहम् अक्षरादपि चोत्तमः अतोऽस्मि लोके वेदे च प्रथितः पुरुषोत्तमः यो मामेवमसम्मूढः जानाति पुरुषोत्तमम् स सर्वविद् भजति मां सर्वभावेन भारत इति गुह्यतमं शास्त्रम् इदमुक्तं मया नघ एतद्बुद्ध्वा बुद्धिमान् स्यात् कृतकृत्यश्च भारत ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे पुरुषोत्तमयोगो नाम पञ्चदशोऽध्यायः। धन्यवाद।
One small correction that praninam bhavati praninam iti uttavati
अस्तु महोदय क्षम्यताम्।
praninam धन्यवादः I will mention it.
धन्यवादः।
We start with the 16th chapter. We'll start this thing. Somebody can repeat.
Kanchana Shriram Bhagini.
Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha.
Kanchana Shriram Bhagini. Anasuya Kamath Bhagini.
Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha.
Atha Shodashodhyayaha.
Atha Shodashodhyayaha. Atha Shodashodhyayaha.
Daivasura Sambat Vibhaga Yogaha.
Daivasura Sampat Vibhaga Yogaha. Daivasura Sampat Vibhaga Yogaha.
Uttam.
धन्यवाद महोदय।
Vatsala Rajagopalan Bhagini.
Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Shodashodhyayaha. Daivasura Sambat Vibhaga Yogaha.
Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Shodashodhyayaha. Daivasura Sambat Vibhaga Yogaha.
Uttam, once again.
Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Shodashodhyayaha. Daivasura Sambat Vibhaga Yogaha.
Uttam, Gachanavani. So here there is a yoga of division. Daivasura Sambat Vibhaga. yoga of division between the divine and the demoniacal, divine and the demons. So the difference between their characteristics, that's what is in this chapter. I'll explain this and then we can chant. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhihi Jnana Yoga Vyavasthitihi Danandamascha Yajñascha Swadhyayastapa Arjavam. So the Blessed Lord is telling Abhayam Sattva Samshuddha. Here, this chapter describes and explains two kinds of human nature. The human nature, the saintly and the demoniac. Saintly nature and the demoniac nature. So saintly nature develops by cultivating the different modes of goodness activities, following scriptural instructions, and purifying the mind with spiritual practices. So your goodness, saintliness will be nourished and experienced by these activities. So this chapter elaborates on the division of being your two categories. Their characteristics are described. So saintly people pursue and attain liberation. Demoniac people are forced to take birth after birth. Take a birth after. Maybe demoniac nature may be convenient to them, but it will lead to birth after birth. So here analysis of the divine and the devilish qualities in human beings are in detail described in this chapter. So the chapter ends with a practical message. So all we need to do is to avoid the three gates to hell. Avoid the three gates to hell. And those, what are those three gates? The desire, anger, and greed. If these three gates we avoid, we can avoid the gates of hell. We can avoid. This is the explanation for this. The chapter ends like that. So here, Bhagavan takes first three slokas. He explains the divine qualities, saintly qualities. So here he starts with Abhayam. Abhayam means fearlessness. Fear is the, in any form, fear is a fear. Finally, if you analyze it, you'll see that it is fear of being hurt or fear of being killed oneself. This is the very reason for fear. But it is recommended that fear it is based on the ignorance that we are the body and not the Atman. Because of that, the fear comes. So one given to fear is just nothing. He cannot do anything in this world. So, and the idea of godhood and this fear are incompatible. So if you want to be with God, you have to avoid fear. You have to remove fear. Any kind of fear you must remove. So as you progress in your saintly pursuits, you will lose more, you will become less and less fearful, and you will become more and more attracted towards God. And then Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhi. That is one who is, Sattva means purity of heart. Purity of heart happens when we work for the welfare of ourselves as well as for the welfare of others. We work for the welfare of everybody, then it become more and more purity will be there. This is Jnana Yoga Vyavasthitihi. That is steadfastness. That is the sthirata, or the not moving away. It is, you are always there in the pursuit of jnana and yoga. That is, jnana is to distinguish between what is permanent and what is impermanent. You have to distinguish, that is jnanam. And then yoga, when you pursue only the permanent thing, and not the impermanent. You know what is, you have distinguished between what is permanent and impermanent, and you only follow the permanent and shun the impermanent. You don't want the impermanent things. So this is the steadfastness in jnana and yoga. So this great results will follow if you try to follow this particular aspect. That is the steadfastness in jnana and yoga. Distinguish between permanent and impermanent, and always seek what is permanent. Okay. And then the Danasyoga Vyavasthiti, Danam, that is benefaction, alms giving. Alms giving, it is a saintly quality. So you share good and useful things with other people, deserving people. So genuine gifts are those which are offered with love, kindness, and humility. If you will, that is genuine gifts. So that is one part of the saintly characteristic. Damascha. Damascha is the senses. Our senses are very treacherous. They run after objects, sense objects. So they always lead to bad thinking and bad thing. So curbing them, control the senses, and mastery over the senses brings with it many blessings. So danan, damascha, yajnascha. Yajna means any acts that brings in good of everyone, and public good, that is yajna. Whatever you do for public good, that is good for you, good for yourself and for the public, and that way you will remove your selfishness. Your selfishness go away, and it need not be great these rituals or anything. It can be just glorifying the God and give alms giving to people, and very simple things also. Yajna, that forms yajna. And then Danandamascha yajnacha swadhyayam, that is study of scriptures. So we can read sacred books. So it is better to read sacred books and get more and more be involved in the spiritual activities. That is swadhyayam. And tapas. Tapas is something, at any time it is possible to change our life itself. We can change our thinking, we can change our and become better. This is possible at any time. For that, you have to follow certain restrictions and all that. If you follow that restrictions very steadfastly, that is without break, that's called tapas. And arjavam. Arjavam is straightforwardness. That is, you harmonize your, that is, unify your thought, word, and deed. They call your thoughts, words, and deeds. Straightforwardness. We say he is straightforward. That means he tells what is in his mind, what is in him. He doesn't hide anything, keep something in his mind and tell something else. No. Straightforwardness is, you know that he is telling what he feels correct. So that is straightforwardness. So this also is another aspect of saintliness. So here they have 9 aspects we have covered in this sloka. We'll continue.
Sapna Bhagini.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha. Shri Bhagavanuvacha.
Abhayam sattva samshuddhihi.
Abhayam sattva samshuddhihi. Abhayam sattva samshuddhihi.
Jnana yoga vyavasthitihi.
Jnana yoga vyavasthitihi. Jnana yoga vyavasthitihi.
Here there is a ditvam here. Jnana yoga. You have chanted correctly. Jnana yoga vyavasthitihi. You have chanted correctly. Danandamascha yajnascha.
Danandamascha yajnascha. Danandamascha yajnascha.
Swadhyayastapa arjavam.
Swadhyayastapa arjavam. Swadhyayastapa arjavam.
Uttam.
Pushpa K Bhagini.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha abhayam sattva samshuddhihi.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha abhayam sattva samshuddhihi. Shri Bhagavanuvacha abhayam sattva samshuddhihi.
Jnana yoga vyavasthitihi.
Jnana yoga vyavasthitihi. Jnana yoga vyavasthitihi.
Danandamascha yajnascha.
Danandamascha yajnascha. Danandamascha yajnascha.
Swadhyayastapa arjavam.
Swadhyayastapa arjavam. Swadhyayastapa arjavam. धन्यवाद।
Varalakshmi Ramesh Bhagini.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha abhayam sattvasam shuddhihi.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhihi. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhihi.
I'm here. Bhagavan, Ga, it is Ga. So I'm hearing it as Baha. So Bhagavanuvacha.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha
Don't stress it there. Bhagavanuvacha. That's all.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhihi.
Jnana yoga vyavasthitihi.
Jnana yoga vyavasthitihi. Jnana yoga vyavasthitihi.
Danandamascha yajnascha.
Danantamascha yajnascha. Danantamascha yajnascha.
Swadhyayastapa arjavam.
Swadhyayastapa arjavam. Swadhyayastapa arjavam. Thank you, sir.
Ilavarasi Bhagini.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha abhayam sattvasam shuddhihi jnana yoga vyavasthitihi.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha Abhayam Sattvasam Shuddhihi Jnana Yoga Vyavasthitihi. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Abhayam Sattvasam Shuddhihi Jnana Yoga Vyavasthitihi.
Danandamascha yajnascha swadhyayastapa arjavam.
Danantamascha yajnascha Swadhyayastapa arjavam. Danantamascha yajnascha Swadhyayastapa arjavam.
Vinoda Shetty Bhagini.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha abhayam sattvasam shuddhihi jnana yoga vyavasthitihi. Danandamascha yajnascha swadhyayastapa arjavam.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhihi Jnana Yoga Vyavasthitihi Danandamascha Yajnascha Swadhyayastapa Arjavam.
Raghunath Mahodaya.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhihi Jnana Yoga Vyavasthitihi Danandamascha Yajnascha Swadhyayastapa Arjavam. Dhanyavad.
Rema Shri Ram Bhagini.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhihi Jnana Yoga Vyavasthitihi Danandamascha Yajnascha Swadhyayastapa Arjavam.
Uttam, we'll go to the next sloka.
Hema K.R. Bhagini.
I will go to the next sloka and then we will call.
Okay, Mahodaya.
Ahimsa satyam akrodha tyaga shantirapaishunam daya bhuteshvalo luptvam mardavam hrira chapalam. So here Bhagavan is telling another 11 qualities in this sloka. Ahimsa, non-injury. So You should not, of course, we should not hurt others. All are manifestations of Bhagavan himself. So you cannot hurt anyone. So, and also recognizing the sacredness in them, in every being. We should not, and not choosing to hurt. Even for sport is non-injury, ahimsa. Even for sport, you should not hurt them in any way. So that is ahimsa. And satyam, that is asinta satyam. God is truth, and directing one's mind, speech, and action to glorify the God is truth. So whatever is done in terms of what is truth is satyam. Satyam, that is everything as per the good, and for the what is actually true, you must talk. That is satyam. Akrodaha, that we know, no anger. Anger makes when one feels others are not coming up to their standard or expectation. So anger arises in him. So when one remains unaffected by the behavior of others, one does not fall victim to anger. We should not be unaffected by the behavior of others. How the others behave, we should not be unaffected by that. Then that is akrodha, no krodham at all. Then tyagaha, that is renunciation. And all this sentient and insentient thing belongs to Ishvara and not to man. Nothing belongs to us, everything belongs to Ishvara. So to fixed this fundamental truth is renunciation. Everything is Bhagavan's, not ours. So that is Tyagam. And every time mind gets disturbed and loses its stamina. Every time your mind is disturbed, that mind loses its stamina. So when mind becomes peaceful, it again becomes gains its equilibrium. But therefore, it is better to keep the shanti, tyaga shanti, keep it in equanimous position. That is not affected by what's happening outside. Keep your cool, and then apaishunam, that is called calumny. We call accusation of others, false accusation of others. That's a disrespect for others, false accusation of others as interpreting on flimsy or false grounds. It's a low mentality, false accusing people. So a sadhaka imbued with saintly qualities will avoid calumny. It's apaishunam. And then daya. Whenever somebody is in distress or something, always we are sympathetic, fellow feeling. It's a mark of compassion. In daya, putesh daya, daya puteshu. All beings we are sympathetic, and no thought of that is alulutvam, coveting others' properties. It should not arise in our mind also. We should not covet others' properties, aspire for others' properties. That is called alolutvam. And then mardavam means gentleness. Who are very refined in character. You have seen people who are very, very soft and very gentle. We can really see them in your daily activities also. So that is called mardavam. And hrira chapalam, that is shaking the body and limbs unnecessarily, and fidgeting and moving, showing with hands something, or legs shaking, etc. These are all unwanted things. And achapalam, that is kriram, that is it is very crude when somebody does in front of others such activities, shaking legs or hands or something like that. And achapalam means absence of fickleness, that is unreliability, treacherous people. So that you should be avoiding that. Achapalam means that free from those things, free from those fickleness or that being unfaithful or something. So these are other 11 qualities of saintly people. We'll continue.
Hema KR Bhagini.
Ahimsa satyama krodha.
Ahimsa satyama krodha. Ahimsa satyama krodha.
Tyaga shantirapaishunam.
Tyaga shantirapaishunam. Tyaga shantirapaishunam.
Daya bhuteshvalo luptvam.
Daya bhuteshvalo luptvam. Daya bhuteshvalo luptvam.
Martavam hrira chapalam.
Mardavam hrira chapalam. Mardavam hrira chapalam. Thank you.
Anita Sharma Bhagini.
Ahimsa satyama krodha.
Anita Sharma Bhagini.
Ahimsa satyam krodha. Ahimsa satyam krodha.
Tyaga shantirapaishunam.
Tyaga shantire paishunam. Tyaga shantire paishunam.
Daya bhuteshvalo luptvam.
Daya bhuteshvalo luptvam. Daya bhuteshvalo luptvam.
Martavam hrira chapalam.
Mardanam hira chapalam. Mardanam hira chapalam.
Uttam. Dhanyavadaha.
Padma Vishwanathan Bhagini.
Here there is one ditvam will be there. Ahimsa satyama krodha. Tyaga shantirapaishunam.
Ahimsa satyama krodha. Tyaga shantirapaishunam. Ahimsa satyama krodha. Tyaga shantirapaishunam.
Daya bhuteshvalo luptvam. Martavam hrira chapalam.
Daya bhudeshvalo lupvam. Mardavam krira chapalam. Daya bhuteshvalo lupvam. Mardavam krira chapalam.
Nagamani S Bhagini.
Ahimsa satyama krodha. Tyaga shantirapaishunam. Daya bhuteshvalo luptvam. Mardavam hrira chapalam. Sorry, can chant one sloka, one line.
Okay. Dhanyavada. Ahimsa satyama krodha. Tyaga shantirapaishunam.
Repeat this again. Ahimsa.
Ahimsa satyama krodha. Tyaga shantirapaishunam.
Daya bhuteshvalo luptvam. Mardavam hrira chapalam.
Daya bhuteshvalo luptvam. Mardavam hrira chapalam. Daya bhuteshvalo luptvam. Mardavam hrira chapalam.
So here, Tyaga Shanti. This will come here instead of the Visarga. Tyaga Shanti Rapaishu.
Ahimsa satyama krodha. Tyaga shantirapaishunam. Daya bhuteshvalo luptvam. Mardavam hrira chapalam.
Devi Chitra Bhagini.
Ahimsa satyama krodha. Tyaga shantirapaishunam. Daya bhuteshvalo luptvam. Martavam hrira chapalam.
अहिंसा सत्यमक्रोधः त्यागशान्तिरपैशुनम् दयाबुधेष्वलो लुप्त्वम् मार्दवम् क्षीरचापलम् क्षीरचापलम्.
This is there. Krirachapalam.
क्षीरचापलम्.
Uttam.
Padma Jagan Bhagini.
अहिंसा सत्यमक्रोधः सत्यागशान्तिरवैशुनम् दया भूतेष्वलोलुप्त्वम् मार्दवम् क्षीरचापलम्.
Once again, ma'am.
अहिंसा सत्यमक्रोधः त्यागशान्तिरवैशुनम् दया भूतेष्वलोलुप्त्वम् माधवम् क्षीरचापलम्.
Meenakshi Ramamurthy Bhagini.
अहिंसा सत्यमक्रोधः त्यागशान्तिरपैशुनम् दया भूतेष्वलोलुप्त्वम् माधवम् ह्रीरचापलम्.
Uttam. Let me go to the next sloka. Tejaha kshama dhrite shaucham adroho nati manita bhavante sampadan daivim abhijatasya bharata. So here, you remember, the ksha is coming, so you must pronounce this fully. Tejaha kshama. Ha should be heard. Tejaha kshama. So this is something we have to new here. Dhritish shaujam. Here again, that visarga shakara with dhritish shaujam. Sampadan daivim. Because aniswara is coming, da is following. So sampadan daivim. So here, Bhagavan talks of more and more saintly qualities. Tejaha, tejas. So vigor is a divine quality. This tejaha. This energy is always used, putting down for evil and upholding virtue. Always virtue will be upheld. Tejaha, the divine power. The divine power. People have such qualities. So they have this quality of upholding virtue. And kshama. Kshama is not only forgiveness. So forgiveness not only forgiving the offender and forgetting the wrong. Suppose somebody has done something wrong to you, forgiving him and also forgetting the wrong thing done to him, to yourself, that is kshama. Forgetting and forgiving and forgetting, that is kshama. And dhritihi. Dhritihi is fortitude. It is a capacity or attitude of mind which becomes keeps you away from weariness. You don't get to wear out. You are always up and active. You don't get worn out by this quality. So body as well as mind, you don't get worn out. So it words of slackness. There is no slackness in that person. That is dhritihi. And shaucham. Shaucham means purity, both within and without. So external cleanliness is daily, everybody does that. So keeping the mind is more important. Clean is more important. So when the mind is pure, speech and action becomes naturally wholesome. The mind is pure, your speech and action will always be exemplary. So that is one thing. We have to be clear about keeping our mind very clean. And adroha, that is in the day-to-day life, it is hatred is a part of the day, and hatred in our business activities or anything, hatred becomes a part. So it becomes permanent in some people. So in a highly evolved state, it is a blemish to have hatred to somebody. It's a very, very bad quality, which a person who is aspiring for higher evolved state, you should avoid that. Or it must be erased from the mind. Adroha means absence of hatred. And also this nati manit, adroho na atimanita, nati manita. That is, one feels important, appear important in the eyes of others. One feels like becoming important before others. So he self-assumed importance, and that becomes a sort of pride will become. So atimanita. So true inquiry will, due to the glory of God, compels man to relinquish pride as a disease of the mind. So pride is a disease of the mind. And then these are the things. So tejaha, that is the divine power, and kshama, forgiveness. Dridhi is that absent fortitude, and shaucham is purity, both external, internal. Adroho, that is no hatred and no pride, self-pride. So these other 9 qualities. So earlier we had seen 11 qualities, second shloka, 9 qualities, first shloka, 20. Here there are 6 qualities. Tejaha, kshama, dridhi, shaucham, adroho, atimanita. So these are the 26 qualities. Bhavanti sampadan daivim. So these are the divine, all these limited above are divine nature. So this is the divine nature that is explained by Bhagavan. We'll continue.
Lakshmi HS Bhagini.
Tejaha kshama dhriti shaucham.
Tejaha kshama dhruti shaucham. Tejaha kshama dhruti shaucham.
Adroho nati manita.
Adroho nati manita. Adroho nati manita.
Bhavante sampadan daivim.
Bhavanti sampadan daivim. Bhavanti sampadan daivim.
Abhijatasya bharata.
Abhijatasya bharata. Abhijatasya bharata.
Malini VR Bhagini.
Tejaha kshama dhriti shaucham.
Teja kshama dhruti shaucham. Teja kshama dhruti shaucham.
Tejaha.
Drohaho adrohaho nati.
Ma'am, here tejaha.
Tejaha. Tejaha kshama dhruti shaucham. Tejaha kshama dhruti shaucham.
Adroho nati manita.
Adroho nati manita. Adroho nati manita.
Bhavante sampadan daivim.
Bhavanti sampadan daivim. Bhavanti sampadan daivim.
Abhijatasya bharata.
Abhijatasya bharata. Abhijatasya bharata.
Uttam.
Abhinav Krishnan Mahodaya.
Tejaha kshama dhriti shaucham. Adroho nati manita.
Tejaha kshama dhruti adroho nati manita. Tejaha kshama dhruti adroho nati manita.
Bhavante sampadan daivim. Abhijatasya bharata.
Bhavanti sampadan daivim. Abhijatasya bharata. Bhavanti sampadan daivim. Abhijatasya bharata.
Uttam.
धन्यवाद।
कांचना श्रीराम भगिनी
तेजः क्षमा धृतिः शौचम् अद्रोहो नातिमानिता
तेजः क्षमा धृतिः शौचम् अद्रोहो नातिमानिता तेजः क्षमा धृतिः शौचम् अद्रोहो नातिमानिता
भवन्ति सम्पदन् दैवीम् अभिजातस्य भारत
भवन्ति सम्पदन् दैवीम् अभिजातस्य भारत भवन्ति सम्पदन् दैवीम् अभिजातस्य भारत
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 तो
वत्सला राजगोपालन भगिनी
तेजः क्षमा धृतिः शौचम् अद्रोहो नातिमानिता भवन्ति सम्पदन् दैवीम् अभिजातस्य भारत
तेजकक्षमा कृतिः शोषम् अद्रोहो नातिमानिता भवन्ति सम्पदं देवीम् अभिजातस्य भारत अभिजातस्य भारत
सम्पदन् दैवीम् दैवीम्
भवन्ति सम्पदं दैवीम् अभिजातस्य भारत
अभिजातस्य not अभिजातस्य अभिजातस्य
अभिजातस्य भारत
here शौचम्
पुनर्वत्सरिटमा
शौचम्
तेजः क्षमा कृतिः
धृति धृति धृति
तेजः क्षमा धृतिः शोषम्
शौचम्
शौचम् मद्रोहो नातिमानिता भवन्ति सम्पदं दैवीम् अभिजातस्य भारत
अभिजातस्य अभिजातस्य
अभिजातस्य भारत
सपना भगिनी
तेजः क्षमा धृतिः शौचम् अद्रोहो नातिमानिता भवन्ति सम्पदन् दैवीम् अभिजातस्य भारत धन्यवाद
विनोदा शेट्टी भगिनी
तेजः क्षमा धृतिः शौचम् अद्रोहो नातिमानिता भवन्ति सम्पदन् दैवीम् अभिजातस्य भारत
उत्तम so I'll chant the three slokas. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha Atha Shodashodhyayaha Daivasura Sampat Vibhaga Yogaha Shri Bhagavanuvacha Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhihi Jnana Yoga Vyavasthitihi दानन्दमश्च यज्ञश्च स्वाध्यायस्तप आर्जवम् अहिंसा सत्यमक्रोधः त्यागश्शान्तिरपैशुनम् दया भूतेष्वलोलुप्त्वम् मार्दवम् ह्रीरचापलम् तेजः क्षमा धृतिः शौचम् अद्रोहो नातिमानिता भवन्ति सम्पदन् दैवीम् अभिजातस्य भारत. Samapayama. I'll conclude with the Shanti mantra. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. धन्यवादः. पुनर्मिलामः.